you're not hearing me. If you listen to the fans, go sit with them. That's why they're fans. So can a fan go and coach the footy side?
No.
Right, so why you listen to them?
Okay, that's valid.
No. So
no, well, there's members.
You've got to be strong enough to. I just said that. Block out all that noise. It is a traditional club. I've been there when they carried a coffin around the joint. Right, it's a powerful club.
They've had 4 wins, Gord.
I get it.
They're a better side than a lot of people.
Okay, here we go. If you
I'm not having any bets on it,
well,
but I think you've got to start taking them and showing a bit of respect to the Dolphins. It's Gordie and DObbo with you on this Wednesday, the 12th of April. Before I start, I just want to say to my beautiful wife, happy 40th birthday. How lucky you are to be able to share it with me. Amity Anderson, happy 40th.
See, you lost me there.
Why?
She's not lucky to be spending with you. That's why you're in at work. That's what she said. You go to work and you do overtime. That's what she did. She wants to spend.
She said that. She goes, I'm really happy for you to go to work today.
There you go. Well, that says a lot.
Happy 40th anyway to my wife. I hope you have a great day with the 2 twins at home.
I've just got down off my sugar high, actually, after the weekend. All those chocolates you brought in.
Yeah, you were up and about. Hey, the Dragons, we've got to talk about it. It's one of your old clubs, and I know St George Dragons, but now there's St George Illawarra, so I'm not trying to deviate. But they've obviously met with George Mimas, who's your manager as well. Now, he looks after 3...
Yeah, we've spoken about me going back and coaching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get to that in a minute. Jason Riles, he also looks after Ben Hornby, I believe, and obviously...
Well, there's 2 theories, right? So there's go after the Dragon guy, because there was Andrew Farrer there was Nathan Brown. So Farrer was an Illawarra guy, then Nathan Brown was a St George guy, then I went Paul McGregor, which was an Illawarra guy. Ben Hornby was I'm not Ben Hornby, Pricey, I think, was a Dragons guy. So I don't think that works, because Wayne Bennett went there, and Wayne Bennett's all for Wayne Bennett. Like, let's not kid ourselves, and look where the club got to.
Sure.
So there's a couple of theories with the Jason Riles, the young Barrett going back, which I like all 3. Hopefully they have a great coaching career, but maybe they got to get outside the square again.
Okay, there's a couple of things in this I want to talk to you about, because we've saw that club. They had an opportunity last weekend to win that game over the Titans, and
they played pretty good.
They played
the Dragons.
very well. They played very well, but
if the game goes for another 5 minutes, maybe the Dragons win, and if the game stops 3 minutes before,
they
win.
But they didn't win, and there's continual.
You can only judge them on effort.
Yep.
You can only judge them on effort, right? So Ben Hunt played pretty good.
Yeah.
He was one of the best players on the field. Jack Bird played pretty good. Jaden Sewell. So their big players played good. Maybe you're realising they're not good enough, that the roster's not in the place. And don't go, oh, well, the coach picks the roster. He doesn't have the time to go out there.
But isn't the coach's job and his assistants to actually develop these players so they are better? And he's had some time to do that.
Well, I think Ben Hunt has played the best football underneath him.
That's valid.
Yeah,
that's valid. So that's one.
And I think Jaden Sewell's played good underneath him.
Yeah. Well, it's his second year there. He was at South Sydney. He was
and Blocker Laurie's going okay, isn't he?
Yeah, very.
And those young kids.
So you don't believe.
Well, I think that I don't think that they're going backwards.
Yeah.
I just think the noise is too much for the whole organisation.
So do they rip the Band-Aid off now, Gordon, and just
they need someone that's really strong, right? Really strong, that's prepared. Like Wayne Bennett that walks in and he manages the board. They don't come anywhere near it. The CEO, I think, Dousty, off the record, he loved it when Wayne was there because he didn't have to do his job. Wayne does it all. So, and they don't get involved. Nobody walks in the blue coat and the Illawarra or the St George. It's just one. It's Wayne. It's Wayne's world.
So you need to go and get a coach
outside.
You
need to get someone like a Desi Hasler.
Well, George Mimas is manages
I'm thinking of Desi
Hasler
because it's Desi's world. And Desi will just keep him, Desi's really good at making it us first them. And you watch it at Manly, right? And you watch it at the Dogs, and obviously Desi, and as you get older, the only thing you watch when you get a coach like a Wayne Bennett, a Desi Hasler, their egos are a little bit lopsided to winning competitions, and they don't build for the future. It's all about now because that's what they're judged on. You get Desi Hasler, you get Desi to come and win you a comp. You get Desi to come and make finals. So there's pressure on that and how they load the roster to get
it makes a lot of sense.
Or you give a Jason Riles 5 years and let him do his 5 years. And if you're not prepared to do that, you go get a hit and run.
I don't think the fans, and I mean this,
The fans
have got
don't run
5
the
years.
club.
Yeah, but membership-based do and supporter-based do.
Wait, listen, I'm going back to Wayne Bennett, right? The reason why he and Gus, because if they listen to the fans, Wayne Bennett's got a famous saying, if you listen to the fans, go sit with them.
Yeah, but he had success from the start.
You're not hearing me. If you listen to the fans, go sit with them. That's why they're fans.
So
can a fan go and coach the footy side?
No.
Right, so why you listen to them?
Okay, that's valid.
No. So
well, there's members.
You've got to be strong enough to. I just said that. Block out all that noise. It is a traditional club. I've been there when they carried a coffin around the joint. Right, it's a powerful club, but they got to stop living in the past. I've said this before. It's not 11. You haven't won 11 premierships. You haven't won one for how long? Right, Illawarra, you've never won one. You've come in. There's a marriage. That's it. You got to move forward. So until you can move forward off the field, how do you expect the players to move forward on the field?
So do you risk it? Do you risk going for an unproven first-grade coach in this moment? Can you afford to do that again?
I thought I just touched on all that.
Well, you said maybe Jason Rolls for 5 years.
But then you got to give him 5 years.
Well, I don't think they can afford that.
Okay, well then don't. Well, stay in this.
We'll go and get Des Hasler.
Yep, and then you're going to come back with the same problem in 3 years.
Well, I don't know what your answer is. And I don't know.
You know what my answer is? If you want a short fix, go for someone like that, but then you're going to end up like this. Like a Wayne Bennett, we needed a grand final, and it goes like that. Or you get a young guy in there, like what Craig Fitzgibbon's got to do. He had a bit of luck in his first year.
Yeah.
He's learning how to coach this year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where Cronulla are at, right?
No.
So all that honeymoon stage that Fitzy's gone through, it's sort of rubbed off a little bit. All the honeymoon stage that Toddy went through, then all of a sudden, everybody comes in, there's a new voice, there's that, but then you hit a roadblock. Then you start, because people start coming at you, right? So you got to learn to give Rolsey, because they haven't, when I say they haven't coached, they haven't gone and coached 19s, 20s, A grade, reserve grade for 5 or 6 years. They haven't won 3 or 4 comps. What did Jason Demetrio has done?
Yeah, he done a lot of
He did a lot of coaching. What Christian
unbelievable
Wolf
apprenticeship
has just gone and done. So he sat as assistant coach. That wasn't working. He went and coached. Make mistakes.
It's what Ben Teo's doing at the moment. He's coaching it.
Go make mistakes.
Coach your own team.
Go coach your own team. So I don't know the answer, but that is it. Or do you go, Desi, you were coming, but Jason Rolls.
You are teaching
so
him.
So you're 2 years.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to come here for 2 years and coach your heart out and get yourself back into Desi's a coach, but this young kid, is taking over after 2 years? Maybe that's the... And then do they have the money to pay?
If they get to that, do they pull the Band-Aid off and move Griffin on now?
Well, I think Griffin's a man of his word. I think that he'll see the season.
100%. We saw him do it with Brisbane. They bought Wayne here, and he actually
they're having
coached
a go for him.
Yeah,
they're actually having a go. No other coach would get them to win. I don't get what they're not seeing. You judge your team on effort. Their plan was really good. They needed to score a try. They put on a move, and it broke them down.
Yeah. Valid point. Moving on, Adam Reynolds wants to be a coach at Brisbane Broncos post-footy. Could he end up being the greatest ever Bronco?
No, mate, you're kidding yourself.
Firstly...
No. Don't even go down that path. Why would you say that?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Why would you say that?
Well, who is the greatest ever? Alf. You believe Alf is the greatest ever?
Alfie's put more into that jersey than any other person. And there's Matty Middleton. There's Tony Spencer-Springer. There's a lot of guys that have put a lot into that jersey, into that organisation. You can't come and play for 3 years and say that you're the greatest ever Bronco.
No. If he goes on and then coaches...
The club's not the club without Wally Lewis. Number one, guaranteed. They all signed because of Wally. The most important signing, Wally and Gene Miles. Wally first, then Gene came, and then all those young kids. There was young Michael Hancock, Alan Langer, the Walters boys, the Reynolds, the Hancocks, the Kahns, the
Johnny Plath,
Alan Cairns, the Andrew G's, those guys come
Mark
to play.
Hone.
And then the older guys like the Billy Noakes and the Chris Johns go, I got a chance to go home to play with Wally Lewis. So that's the most important signing. The most important player, the greatest player for the club has been Alan Langer, bar none. He's won the most. And he's won more games in that jersey than any other player. He has won more games. Like I've been on the field and Alf's won them for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I was hanging off his coattails there for a while. And then he has never left the organisation. He went to go play in Warrington. But what I mean, he's never left
Never ever gone anywhere else.
But he never really left he was always a Bronco. He would always be a Bronco. And to the point where he still runs the water, and he's so important to that organisation.
At every training session, no doubt about it.
So there you go. So now, what does Adam Reynolds bring that you said that he's the greatest ever Bronco?
You didn't listen, and you're not good at listening. I said, could he be the greatest ever if he continues to coach? If he goes on and coaches post-football career, and
absolutely. So win 4 grand finals for the club. Can he do that?
No.
There you go. You just answered your own question.
No debate. When, Gordon, will people start taking the Dolphins seriously? They're $3.50 outsiders ahead of tomorrow's clash against South Sydney at home.
But
now,
when they beat the heavyweights of the competition.
Well, they beat the Roosters.
Yeah, in round 1.
Yeah. Well, so what? They still beat them.
Beat them again. No, go beat Penrith and Penrith. Go beat, South at
So
South.
you don't think that...
Don't kid yourself.
They've had 4 wins, Gordon.
I get it.
They're a better side than a lot of people.
Okay, here we go. If you
I'm not having any bets on it,
well,
but I think you've got to start taking them and showing a bit of respect to the Dolphins.
So you don't believe in what you're saying?
I think they can beat South Sydney tomorrow night.
Okay, then I'll have a bet with you.
What do you want to bet on?
Whatever you want. You put it up and I'll put it out.
A steak at the Brecky Creek.
Done.
Right. Watch this. Okay.
Because the beers are worth more than the steak.
No, I'm having the steak. Now, but in all seriousness, they're a better side than what you thought they were going to be.
I told you they were going to be competitive. And I told you that's where they're at. A super competitive side. I never said they'd beat Penrith and beat the big guys.
No, but they can beat South Sydney tomorrow night.
Okay, well, you said that.
Wayne versus Jason Demetrio.
Oh, yeah,
the master versus the apprentice.
Okay, so how many tackles do they make?
No, but it's about coaching and strategy as well.
Okay, cool.
So,
I get it.
So
Mate,
you thought North Queensland were going to win last week? So did I.
There you go.
You thought, and look what happened. You
How
got proven wrong
North
by...
Queensland going?
Not great.
So are North Queensland playing good?
No.
Are they playing like Penrith?
No.
Right.
They're not playing Penrith.
No. Have they had one of those performances like they had last year? Have the Cowboys had one good performance this year? So that's who they beat right out.
So you're pretty much writing off you saying the Dolphins will not win tomorrow night.
I wouldn't back them.
You wouldn't? You're backing South Sydney?
Yeah. If I had money now and it was my last $10, I'd put it on South Sydney. I'm not saying the Dolphins, because rugby league's fantastic and, upsets and underdogs do win. But if you watch football, they probably don't have enough in the tank to beat South. If South play their best, who wins?
But mate,
No, I just asked you a question. Answer it.
South Sydney, if you went across the paper, but I don't like that comment. I'll tell you why.
If South play good, do South
I'll tell you why. Sometimes teams don't play well because they're not allowed to play well because the other team shuts them down. So,
right. So now you're saying that the referee lets them get away with stuff?
No, what I'm saying is that if they play to the game plan, the Dolphin, and they defend and they rattle them and then they get into some old habit, they can go back. Souths aren't any world beater at the moment.
Okay, how many points does South normally score a game?
24, 25.
Yep, that's good. So they'll probably score that again, you'd think?
If they don't defend. What's the Dolphins' best thing at the moment? Defence.
And how many do the Dolphins score?
16 to 18.
Yep, there you go. You just answered it.
Well, we'll just see what happens anyway. We've got a stake on it.
At the best, it's a golden point or South win by 10.
If they win...
You think South have too much in. You know
probably,
that.
but
you
I
know
think
that.
I also
if Cody
don't think...
Walker goes down the
yes,
left and they break down the way they do it, and then
what I would say
young
is...
Ilias, the way he's playing. I secretly, you want the Dolphins to go well. I'm loving the Dolphins going well. I think there's more hype about this competition, and the Dolphins are a part of that. But you ask me, are they going to win? Do they get respect? Well, you earn respect. You don't get given it. You earn it.
Well, I think they're earning it.
Okay, you do.
They've had 4 wins in 6 weeks.
That's cool.
So you don't think they've earned any respect yet?
So have the Titans. They're on the same. Come on.
I respect the Titans.
You're a liar.
I think the Titans are a better side than I gave them credit for, and they showed me last week I was wrong. I was wrong about the Gold Coast. They are actually playing tougher than I thought they were.
And the Warriors? I'm liking what they're doing, but you don't respect them until the Penrith, right? Penrith this year, right, have had 2 losses. They've been by 1 point against Brisbane and I think Parramatta, right? They've been clunky in parts, and when they click, they're putting 40 points on sides in the second half. They've earned my respect.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's good. Okay, that's really good.
And the Dolphins, the way they played against the Broncos, they've earned respect.
I just want to pick you up on something.
Yep.
Don't compare the Titans to the Dolphins.
Why?
Titans have had 3 wins this season.
Yep.
The
They're on
Dolphins
the
have
same
had 4.
points.
But they've had
They're
a
on the same
bye.
points.
They've had a bye, mate.
They're on the same amount of points.
They've had a bye. You're not going to tell me that
So
they're the
who's saying
same.
that they wouldn't have won that game?
Oh my God!
Who would?
One have had 3 wins.
They should have beat
One
the
have
Cowboys
had
if they
4.
didn't get injuries.
I don't care.
And then the bye they would have won anyway.
Stop comparing the Titans to the Dolphins. One's had 4 wins. One's
They're on
had
the
3.
same amount of points.
Because one's had a bye. So give them a bye. They're going to be ahead when they get their bye. You know that. You're wrong.
No, because then
You're
we
wrong.
could win the same
For
week.
once, you are wrong.
No, because when they get a bye, we can win. Hello, we're on the same amount of
then
points
you have
after
that
the same amount of
conversation.
games.
No, you're not. No, you're
So
not.
we're not.
You've
We're not
only-
on the same amount of points after the same amount of games.
The Dolphins have played 6 times. They've had 6 games this year. The Titans have had 5 games this year.
Yep.
I don't know where you went to school, but 6 is more than 5.
Same.
Oh, God. Moving on. Ponga is back. He knows he's in the wrong as well. Ponga is back in round 8. Does that give him enough time for game 1 of State of Origin? And do you rush him? He's been the best
You
at
don't
fullback.
rush him, but obviously there's a conversation. You know, like you hear over all the footy talk all over the weekend, you know, Tommy with the back spasms. What do? You make the phone call, right?
Yeah.
Carlin Ponga last year, I think, last game of the Origin was man of the match. I don't know what that medal's called, but I think
Wally Lewis medal.
No, I think Carrigan got the Wally Lewis medal. I think he got man of the match in game 3. So you make the phone call. How you feeling? You got mate, and I'm sure Billy is having that conversation. How many games to go before Origin 1's picked?
Well, it's the
Probably a
game's the
month. It's probably a
31st of May, so you give or take, you know,
Say 3
3 or 4 weeks.
Mate, you need to play really good in the next 3 weeks. You got to show me something.
Have you got Reece Walsh ahead of the hammer at the
Yes.
moment?
Yes, Joe. Oh, well, that's a good question. That's the best question you ask because it all depends what style Billy wants to play.
Right.
Because I think that they're very
Very
level.
different, yeah.
So one hangs around the ruck and just waits, and he's brilliant. Tabuai Fado, first guy in the history
unbelievable.
of the game to score a try in all,
6
first 6
weeks,
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and you watch the way he attacks, and then when they played the Raiders, they need that play. So like then he can shift out and back. There's a split hair between them, and Reece Walsh is an out and out attacker. He's made the way he plays the 3-on-2s and creates space for his outside men is unbelievable. The way Tabuai Fado keeps the big boys, so it's like one sort of plays like a cousin of Tedesco, like around the ruck as another forward, which is Tabuai Fado, and the other one can link out wide and plays as a second 5'8" and has great hands. So it'll be the style of which way Billy wants to play.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But I would toss a coin. If someone said Tabuai Fado's the fullback for Queensland, I don't lose sleep. If someone say Reece Walsh or Carlin Ponga, I don't lose sleep.
It's that easy.
They're 3 really good options.
Yeah.
They're 3 really good players. And at that level, how do the guys go? Tabuai's played there. He's played in the centres and he did a good job. Maybe he might be a centre. We asked him after the game the other week.
He wanted to play it. He said he'd happy to play it.
A bit,
It's a big thing if you're going to be
a
taking
bit
on
like
Latrell and
Australia, a bit like that. What happens is you pick the best 17 players and you just put them
find
in
them
there.
where, and they play it. Gordie, have a great Wednesday. The Journos are in tomorrow. Obviously, South Sydney taking on the Dolphins tomorrow as well. You'll hear that coverage right here on Listener and also on Triple M. And also a big weekend of football coming this weekend. This is the Footy Talk podcast.
Happy birthday, Amity. And your present is DObbo staying in here till 9 o'clock tonight. So you enjoy your day.
Thank you. This is Footy Talk, a Listener podcast. We'll see you next time.